Jon Miyahara, beloved as Brett from NBC's hit sitcom Superstore, sadly passed away at the age of 83. His daughter, Penny Capasola, confirmed he died on August 6th with his wife Chayo by his side. Co-star Colton Dunn remembered him as a really awesome guy who could speak volumes with just a look. From 2015 to 2021, Miyahara appeared in 105 episodes of Superstore, bringing to life Brett, the quiet Cloud9 employee whose rare words, like the iconic O, became cherished moments for fans. The memorable Brett's Dead episode only deepened his place in sitcom history. Portraying a nearly silent role for 6 seasons was a unique challenge. Miyahara turned it into a gift for audiences, filling each scene with warmth, subtle humor, and lasting charm. For those of us who smiled each time Brett walked on screen, Jon's quiet magic will never fade. Farewell, dear friend. The aisles of Cloud9 will always feel like home because of you. Alfie Wise, best known as Batman, the tow truck driver in the Cannonball Run and a longtime co-star of Burt Reynolds, sadly has passed away at the age of 82. He died of natural causes on July 22nd at the Thomas H. Corey Veteran Affairs Medical Center in Palm Beach, Florida. His passing was noted by colleagues and friends, with casting director Lori Wyman calling him a funny, talented guy, and his real estate co-workers remembering his humor and charm. Over more than 2 decades in Hollywood, Wise appeared in 10 films alongside Reynolds, including Smokey and the Bandit. He also starred in TV projects like Trauma Center, Uncle Croc's Block, and BL Stryker, as well as films such as Midway, Hot Stuff, and Rad. Retiring from acting in 2000, he reinvented himself as a real estate agent in Florida, still lighting up every gathering with his easy smile. For those who laughed at every Batman moment, Alfie Wise leaves a reel of joy that will keep playing in our hearts. Kelley Mack, best known as Addie in Season 9 of The Walking Dead, tragically passed away on August 2nd at the age of 33. Her family confirmed she died peacefully, surrounded by loved ones after being diagnosed with glioma of the central nervous system. Her representative shared that her passing was very unexpected, as she had still been auditioning for roles as recently as June. With 35 acting credits and 5 as a producer, Mack shone in Chicago Med, 911, Broadcast Signal Intrusion, and Delicate Arch. She was also known for national commercials with brands like Dr. Pepper and Rakuten. Her talent was recognized with honors, including the Acting Award from New York University's Tisch School of the Arts and the Jury Choice Award at the Atlanta Horror Film Festival for A Knock at the Door. Even in illness, she embraced life with warmth, creativity, and generosity. For those who knew her work and her spirit, Kelley remains a bright light, one that, like a butterfly's gentle flight, will be felt long after it's gone. Loni Anderson, the glamorous Jennifer Marlowe of CBS's WKRP in Cincinnati, a role that earned her 3 Golden Globe and 2 Emmy nominations, sadly passed away on August 3rd, just days before her 80th birthday. Her family confirmed she died in a Los Angeles hospital after a prolonged illness, surrounded by her husband, musician Bob Flick, and her children, Deidre and Quentin. Rising to fame in the late 1970s, Anderson became a television icon, later appearing in numerous films and series that displayed her comedic timing and elegance. She remained one of Hollywood's most recognizable stars for decades. Away from the spotlight, she endured 4 marriages, including a stormy union with Burt Reynolds, facing public scrutiny and personal pain with quiet strength. In later years, she found lasting happiness with Flick. For those who lived through the golden era of the 60s and 70s, her passing marks an irreplaceable loss. The farewell of a star who lit up an age. Kenneth Washington, the pioneering actor who joined the final season of CBS's Hogan's Heroes as Sergeant Richard Baker and became the show's last surviving main cast member, sadly passed away on July 18th at the age of 88. His cousin, Derek Olivia, shared that Washington died surrounded by family and friends. Joining Hogan's Heroes in 1970, he made history as one of the few black actors with a regular role on a network sitcom at the time. His television career also included appearances in Star Trek, I Dream of Jeannie, My Three Sons, Marcus Welby, MD, and The Rockford Files. He was the only black actor to hold a major guest role on Petticoat Junction in 1963, and appeared in films like Westworld, 1973. After retiring in the 1990s, Washington earned his degree from Loyola Marymount University and became a professor, teaching courses on performance and the history of black actors in film. For fans of classic television, his passing closes a chapter in history, the farewell of a trailblazer who carried the torch to the very end.
I got the first one. I got the first two years ago, before it was called an Emmy, and there I have them downstairs.
Eileen Fulton, beloved as Lisa Grimaldi on As the World Turns for an extraordinary 50 years, sadly passed away on July 14th in her hometown of Asheville, North Carolina. She was 91. Her career in Oakdale began in 1960 with what was meant to be a short-lived role. But Fulton transformed Lisa into one of soap opera's most unforgettable characters. In 1965, she even led the spin-off Our Private World. Her portrayal earned her a Daytime Emmy nomination in 1988, induction into the Soap Opera Hall of Fame, and the Daytime Emmy Lifetime Achievement Award in 2004. Known as the Daytime Meanie, she relished fan reactions, even when they turned physical, and fiercely protected her character's independence. Beyond the soap world, she shone on Broadway in Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf, authored novels and a memoir, and performed cabaret. For those who lived through the golden years of daytime television, her passing is the loss of a legend who reigned for half a century, and whose presence will be missed in every turning world.
There are many cultural differences. I'd say that the most predominant one that I recognize on a consistent basis.
Julian McMahon, the magnetic Australian star who brought Dr. Christian Troy in Nip Tuck and Cole Turner in Charmed to Unforgettable Life, sadly passed away on July 2nd at the age of 56. His wife, Kelley, shared that he died peacefully after a private and valiant battle with head and neck cancer, which had spread to his lungs. She remembered his deep love for life, his family, his work, and his fans, and his wish to bring joy to as many lives as possible. From the early 2000s, McMahon's roles defined an era of television, captivating audiences with characters who were as complex as they were charismatic. He also made his mark on the big screen as Dr. Doom in Fantastic Four. Colleagues called him a force of brilliance, wild talent, and humor, with an unyielding zest for life. For viewers who were swept into the worlds of Nip Tuck and Charmed, his passing feels like the end of a bold chapter, one written with charm, intensity, and unforgettable style.
And I got a call from George Lucas saying, "We've had a lot of fan reaction to the character of Piet."
Kenneth Colley, the distinguished British actor beloved as Admiral Piet in Star Wars, The Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi, sadly passed away on June 30th at his home in Kent, England. He was 87. His agent, Julian Owen, confirmed that Colley died peacefully with friends at his side after contracting COVID and developing pneumonia following an arm injury. Over a career spanning more than 6 decades and 150 roles, he brought to life characters ranging from Jesus in Monty Python's Life of Brian to the Duke of Vienna in Shakespeare's Measure for Measure. Colley was the only imperial officer to appear in more than one of the original 6 Star Wars films, making him a favorite at fan conventions worldwide. On stage, one of his most cherished roles was Estragon in Waiting for Godot in 2014. I will remember him not only as an admiral who stood beside Darth Vader, but as an actor whose grace and dedication made every role, no matter how small, unforgettable.
Deputy Cletus Hogg is running this town now, and when I say jump, I want everybody to jump.
Richard Rick Hurst, the warm-hearted actor who brought life and laughter to Deputy Cletus Hogg on the Dukes of Hazzard, sadly passed away on June 26 at the age of 79. His first wife, Candice Kaniecki, confirmed the unexpected news, while co-star Ben Jones also paid tribute. Beloved for his gentle smile and impeccable comedic timing, Hurst starred in the series from 1980 to 1983 and reprised his role in 2 reunion movies. Off-screen, he was cherished for his generosity and his joy in meeting fans, whether at special events or casual gatherings. Beyond Hazzard County, Hurst appeared in On the Rocks, Steel Magnolias, Earth Girls Are Easy, and The Karate Kid Part 3, with guest spots on classics like MASH and The Wonder Years. Among those who grew up with the Dukes of Hazzard, Rick will always be more than a character. He was part of the family, and in the memories of those who laughed with him, he'll forever ride shotgun down those dusty Hazzard roads.
It's really hard because kids don't, they want to do it once and they want to be done with it. And you can't blame them.
Angelina Jolie, a journey through stardom, turbulence, and quiet resilience. Where is she now? For many of us, her name still lights up the mind like a scene from a beloved film. We remember the fearless leaps of Lara Croft, the haunting beauty of Gia, the magnetic danger of Lisa in Girl, Interrupted. I invite you to think back. Which performance first made you stop and watch her, unable to look away? Share it, because those moments are part of her legacy, a legacy still being written. Angelina Jolie Voight was born on June 4, 1975 in Los Angeles, into the shimmering world of Hollywood prestige, yet shadowed by emotional fault lines. The daughter of Academy Award-winning actor Jon Voight and actress Marceline Bertrand, she entered life with both privilege and vulnerability stitched into her story. When her parents' marriage collapsed before she was 2, it left a wound that would shape her for decades. Raised mostly by her devoted mother in New York, alongside her brother James Haven, Angelina's world was far from red carpets. Marceline worked multiple jobs to support them, keeping her children shielded from the harsher edges of the industry. In those early years, her father's sporadic presence contrasted with her mother's constant, selfless care. That absence planted both a vulnerability and a fierce independence in her, the roots of what admirers would later call her quiet strength. By 11, she was studying method acting at the Lee Strasberg Theater Institute, channeling her imagination into performance. Her striking features, full lips, piercing eyes, angular frame, made her stand out. But as a teenager, she felt like an outsider. Dressed in black during her Gothic phase, she wrestled with depression and even self-destructive thoughts. "I felt different," she later admitted. "Like, I didn't quite belong anywhere." Those years became the raw material for her comeback and redemption story. Her professional debut came in 1993's Cyborg 2, a modest film that nonetheless gave her a first taste of leading a set. The true turning point arrived with HBO's Gia in 1998, where she embodied the tragic supermodel Gia Karangi. She prepared exhaustively, meeting friends of Gia, studying footage, immersing herself so deeply, she confessed, "I lost myself for a while, but it taught me how to tell the truth on screen." The performance earned her a Golden Globe and announced her as a fearless new force. From there, the ascent was meteoric. In 1999's Girl, Interrupted, she played Lisa Rowe with such charisma and volatility that she eclipsed the film's star, winning the 2000 Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress. Her personal mantra then was simple: make bold choices and make mistakes. It's all those things that add up to the person you become. By 2001, she had become a global icon as Lara Croft, Tomb Raider, training for months in martial arts, weapons handling, and stunts. The film's $274 million dollar box office proved her cultural impact was worldwide. This was her golden era. She could command an action blockbuster like Salt, move audiences to tears in Changeling, and charm the globe in Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Yet even at her peak, her heart was shifting. Between shoots, she traveled to refugee camps as a UNHCR Goodwill ambassador, often carrying her worn, leather-bound notebook to record the stories of displaced families. Those journeys planted seeds for a different kind of legacy. One grounded not just in fame, but in service. Then came the years that would test her to the core. In 2007, her mother, Marceline, died after an 8-year battle with ovarian cancer. It was the most profound loss of Angelina's life. "Without my mother, I felt unmoored," she said. Not long after, she learned she carried the BRCA1 gene mutation, giving her an 87% risk of breast cancer and 50% risk of ovarian cancer. The shadow of her mother's death hung heavy. She had 6 children of her own and the haunting fear of leaving them motherless. In 2013, she made a decision that would ripple around the world: a preventive double mastectomy. She shared her story in the New York Times under the headline, "My Medical Choice," explaining, "I want other women to know there are options." The transparency sparked what became known as the Angelina Jolie effect, a surge in genetic testing and preventive surgeries worldwide. 2 years later, when doctors found early warning signs for ovarian cancer, she underwent another surgery, removing her ovaries and fallopian tubes, entering early menopause. These choices, while deeply personal, became acts of public health advocacy. The same decade brought personal heartbreak. Her marriage to Brad Pitt, a romance that had captivated the world, ended in 2016 amid public custody battles. For someone fiercely protective of her children, the exposure was brutal. She retreated from acting to focus on creating stability at home, telling friends, "My priority is that my kids feel safe and loved. Everything else comes second." This was not retreat. It was a conscious redemption phase, a rebuilding from the inside out. Angelina's comeback came not as a return to red carpets, but as a fuller version of herself: actress, director, writer, veteran mentor, and humanitarian. Her directorial works, like First They Killed My Father, 2017, honored the histories of her children's birth countries. She mentored young filmmakers, especially women from underrepresented backgrounds, using her production company, Jolie Paz Productions, to give them platforms. Her home in Los Angeles became a center of family life. Dinner she often cooked herself, dishes inspired by Cambodia, Ethiopia, and Vietnam, so her adopted children could taste their heritage. Today, at 50, Angelina's life is a study in cultural impact. She still acts selectively, but her heart lies in advocacy, visiting refugee camps in Jordan, Bangladesh, Africa, meeting world leaders to push for human rights, writing op-eds in The Guardian and The New York Times. She keeps her leather notebook close, a symbol of her belief that stories, especially those of the forgotten, can change the world. Her health is stable, her lifestyle measured. The wild nights of youth have been replaced by early mornings, exercise, and time with her children. She treasures the simple rituals, a shared breakfast, a family movie night, walking the dog, knowing that legacy is built not only in public acts, but in private constancy. Her fortune, estimated in the hundreds of millions, fuels her philanthropic projects and ensures her independence to choose work aligned with her values. And so, we return to the image of Angelina today, walking hand in hand with her children on the red carpet of a film she directed, smiling softly, her eyes holding the depth of someone who has known both loss and renewal, or sitting in a modest UNHCR tent, jotting notes as a refugee mother speaks. The same care, the same presence. Her life tells us that comeback is not about returning to what was, but stepping into what can be. That redemption is not erasing the past, but weaving it into a stronger present. And that true legacy comes when fame serves a purpose greater than itself. As she once said, "Without pain, there is no growth. Without loss, there is no love worth protecting." If Angelina's journey has moved you, her triumphs, her trials, her unwavering dedication, I invite you to honor her cultural impact. Share your favorite memory of her work, subscribe for more stories of resilience, and keep alive the truth her life embodies. That even in the most turbulent seas, a steady heart can still guide the way home.